When you're a dancer, you just say, oh, I'm going to dance all my life. You never think it's going to end because you don't know anything else. And then all of a sudden it ends. And that's when everything imploded with me.
Dancers must know that injury is always a possibility, that you have to stop at some point. Your body will take its course. But I think there's a level of ignorant bliss in there too. I don't ever remember tangibly thinking, oh, in this many years I might have to face this. What will happen when I can't dance anymore? I never thought of any of that. It kind of just went in head first.
I stopped dancing for a number of reasons. The quickest answer is age. And I knew I'd done what I was going to be able to do. I'd reached my kind of ceiling professionally.
I remember being 12, 13 and my parents' friends asking me, so what are you going to do next? What are you going to do when that's over? And I hated the idea that it would have to be over. I just felt like following a dream was more important than being practical.
There's a lot of satisfaction in the career. The fact that it's short-lived, it's like asking a footballer, why would you be a footballer? When I decided to do my degree, it was a good time for me because I was actually getting quite burnt out. The touring was phenomenal, the work was incredible, but there came a point where I was really struggling and felt that my body had just fatigued.
Dance does give you that kind of self-discipline from an early age. There's a high level of perfectionism, motivation,
An enormous amount of stamina and determination.
self-reliance.
Being adaptable and also being committed.
There are so many skills that dancers have that materialise when you apply yourself to a different discipline.
Those sorts of skills are extremely transferable. And it's just more about unlocking some of the confidence to do that when you're stepping out of dance.
And actually, when you think about those skill sets, the cognitive, the kinesthetic awareness, just being a human, being able to communicate, you really can underestimate the value of what that brings to a human and actually what it brings to the bigger society.
With dancers, if that's all you've ever known, it is such a hard transition. It's almost like learning to walk again. DCD put me on my feet.
The faith that DCD kind of always showed in dancers. They would come in, even when we were at school, and say, you know, dancers have all these amazing skills that are transferable to the world of work. You can do whatever you want. And if you come to us, we'll see how we can help you, kind of thing, when the time comes.
And I know that's something that DCD, really helps with, having a kind of sustainable career path that, allows you to transition from one thing to the next. What was super helpful was having to go through the process of the application and having to write down exactly what I was doing and why to an audience that kind of knows me the best. If they think that I can do this and they know dancers, then maybe I can do this.
I got some money to go to film school. One of the things that was in my mind at that point wasn't necessarily transitioning out of dance, but was to give me a wider set of tools in order to envision dance in other ways.
It was Dancers Career Development that gave me that grant, and I became a teacher, the RAD. I did a diploma. I started to get into choreography, and it all kind of stemmed from that little bit of help from DCD.
I did apply for the Claw Leadership and DCD were my sponsors. The second time round, they helped me to get my degree in the first instance, so that was great because coming from a working class background, there's not a surplus of funds to be able to do that, so they really helped me to take that first step.
With DCD's help, I went to uni, I did the bar course, and then I took up pupillage at St Ives Chambers, which is like a one-year apprenticeship to qualify as a barrister.
I'm a senior consultant at BOP Consulting, and we specialise in the creative industries, so I advise theatres and concert halls and museums on their business planning and their strategy.
When you leave your career, it's a massive change, but knowing that that change is opportunity for growth and something beautiful will come out of it as long as you're invested internally.
It's clear to see that the impact that DCD has had on many, many dancers, especially at that sort of really vulnerable time. The arts kind of gets inside your DNA. It becomes you. It defines you in many ways. And so to change that, you're changing your identity. I don't just want to survive, I want to thrive. And that's, I think, one of the big impacts of something like DCD is we can survive. We're like made of tough stuff in the dance world. but we want to thrive.
One of the things that I absolutely admire about what they have done and what they're doing is that they haven't closed things in. They're very open in terms of their thinking and how they might help another individual. The fact that they can invite you in with your thoughts, with your challenges, with what's different, enables an individual to grow. So really think about what that holistic approach of you in that environment with DCD support could look like, because it can change your life.